Fodder, the channel for Arsenal fans all over this world. So, welcome to now the evening show. I did say I wasn't sure if I was going to be coming live. I am live. I am live. Pinch me. Ow! It does hurt. So, we're going to be reviewing the news early on, actually, as a whole. Some Nico Pepe news, Thomas Partey, maybe some Jorginho, but definitely but the headliner is going to be Nico Pepe, not Thomas Partey. But we'll see you on the other side of this music intro. Yes, indeed. Welcome back again to Canon for the TV, the channel for Arsenal fans all over this world. It's the evening show. We are live and direct from somewhere across the universe, somewhere in the planet Earth, somewhere in England, somewhere in North London. I'm not about to tell you where. But what I am going to say is, guys, just to remember, just click the like button. That's all you have to do. Don't worry about subscribing to the channel. The like means a lot to the community over here in California TV compared to a subscription. Doesn't mean much these days. Also coming to the live chat, if you want to talk about Nico Pepe, Jorginho, or Thomas Partey, or Mikel Arteta, or Bukayo Saka, any of those players there. I'm not going to mention our number 29. Please don't talk about. If you want to, type amongst yourselves, but I'm not going to be talking about our number 9. Come in, number 9. Who's number 29? Number 9, 29? Figure it out for yourself. Anyway, let's get into the bare bones of this new segment. And actually, a reminder that we did do a poll. We've done a poll this morning. We did do a poll. The poll, we'll get to that in a second. But anyway, this guy who's on the right-hand side of the screen, there's a reason for that. Right back, right back. Well, Arsenal will be without Thomas Partey against Everton. And speaking after the Gunners' win over Manchester United, the old enemy at the weekend, Mikel Arteta confirmed, he confirmed that the midfielder was sidelined with a groin injury. Partey joined Arsenal from Atleti back in 2020, had been an ever-present figure in the midfield, at least. Deemed so important by Arsenal, Partey had been moved into defence to make way for the likes of Declan Rice and Kai Havertz in the middle of the park. The 30-year-old has started all 3 of Arsenal's opening matches as right back, with Arteta opting to drop Gavin McGalliang's to the bench. Now, speaking on his unavailability, is that a word? Unavailability? He's not available. Arteta said it doesn't look good. I believe he'll be out for weeks, not days, weeks. I think it's more of a groin than a hamstring problem, but it could be something in between the both. The Spaniard comments all but confirmed that Partey will be out of action and won't make the Everton trip or the game actually next weekend. Now, while the Daily Mail has since reported that the Ghanaian will be out for up to 6 weeks. Now, also, Arsenal will also be out. Will be without Yuri Timber. Literally, we know he's going to be out for 6 to 7 months. But at least, yeah, this player here, man. Anyway, are we going to miss him? Are we going to miss the Ghanaian international? Well, we have done a poll actually that we're going to be going into towards the end of this live show over here. But what do you think? Are we going to miss Thomas Partey? 6 weeks? Are you going to miss him? Anyway, let's get on to the next news segment. And again, I have failed to design his image. What his image? Anyway, so I'll put up breaking news. Now, Jorginho, remember the Brazilian, Italian Brazilian ex-Chelsea player? Well, his agent has confirmed that there was a decision on the Fenerbahce transfer rumours. Jorginho will remain at Arsenal despite transfer speculation touting a move to Fenerbahce. The player's agent has confirmed. The Turkish Giants have been linked with a bid for the 31-year-old midfielder after it was claimed that he was ready to leave Arsenal in the summer. I was unaware. Nobody told me. Fenerbahce have until September 15 to sign players, which means Jorginho's exit would have left Mikel Arteta unable to bring in a replacement. However, his agent, João Santos, has quashed talks of his client's move to the Turkish league. Jorginho's focus on Arsenal, on the Premier League title race and the Champions League, he told TMW. So for now, Jorginho will not, I repeat, Jorginho will not be going anywhere. He'll be staying with us. With us, Arsenal. Yeah, that's right. I said it. Not going anywhere. Not going anywhere. Well, is he? Would you want Jorginho to be leaving? No, we need the numbers, don't we? We need the numbers. But anyway, for now, he's not going anywhere. All right. Next news segment. Oh my goodness. Do you know what? Let me put up the breaking news. Is it breaking news? Not breaking news. But Andy Gray, I believe he played for Everton. I can't remember who else he played for. He didn't play for Leeds, but definitely he's an ex Everton player. But Andy Gray has singled out 3 Man United players for criticism after a series of I don't know, below par performances against the Arsenal. Now, after 2 wins, as many defeats in 4 games, it's probably fair to say that Erik ten Hag has not had the best start to the new season he would have wanted. It's been a slow start to the season, but none of us are writing off United's completely. Well, I am anyway. Hopefully, over time, they could probably improve. I'm not sure. But United suffered their 2nd defeat of the season on Sunday, losing 3-1 against Arsenal at the Emirates. Now, speaking on BN Sport after the game, Gray singled out a few players that he believed are most deserving of criticism. He said, in his own words, "Right now, this team doesn't frighten me. They don't frighten me." I said, right, okay. Marcus Rashford blows hot and cold. You don't know what you're getting from him. Martial is a waste of time. Fernandez, a skipper? Nah. I tell you what, Mr. Grey guy, you don't mix your words, do you? Anyway, I'm just so happy we didn't sign what's his name? Anthony. I know he's under the spotlight. There's been some rumblings about some allegations against him. I'm not going to talk about that. I'm so glad that we didn't buy him. So glad. We got onwards. Now, the last news segment is in regards to Nico Pepe. Nico Pepe? What's happened to Nico Pepe? What's happened to Nico Pepe? I think he's on his way out. He's on his way out, isn't he? Nico Pepe, Arsenal star Nico Pepe undergoing medical and on the verge of exit. Nico Pepe is reportedly undergoing a medical in Paris ahead of a proposed move to the Turkish Super League club Besiktas. The Ivorian international has been deemed surplus to requirements at the Emirates and looks set to finally leave after falling out of favour with Mikel Arteta. So, these or those have been the new segments currently running on this evening show over here in Canon Foyer TV land. That's right, Canon Foyer TV land. Yeah, I said it. Go and tell your mamas and your papas and everybody else, even the dog and the cat, and maybe the goldfish. That Alex on Canon Foyer TV said it. Yeah. So what I need to do, it's going to be a short show because I've just received a phone call from my wife saying, "Oh, get off the podcast." No, she didn't really say that because she's left the message. I don't even know what the message says. So I need to be careful. Right, so let me go into our Twitter feed and see if there's been any retweets or anybody's mentioned anything there. What's happened there? Right, okay, there's nothing there. Whilst I'm doing that, because I'm going to be going on to the platform and seeing where we are with the poll. We've done a poll in regards to Thomas Partey. Let me just tell each and every one of you, or let me tell you, that we are hoping to have new faces this season, new panelists. Not only you're probably thinking, oh, it's going to be another male contributor. Well, it will be, but I'm also hoping that we're going to have some new female contributors featuring. I have seen a flurry of messages from John Nagiza Guna, who's assured me that we've got at least 10 female people who are wanting to come onto the channel. So I'm hoping that at some stage within the next week, we'll see those faces sooner rather than later. And let's hope we can show truly that we are a diversified platform. a bit of a tongue twister there, that you'll see different faces, not only men, but females, and maybe some indifferent there as well. So let me go into the tool. Sorry, onto, let's see here and see where we are with the poll question. The question has been: will you miss? Actually, it doesn't say you. It says, will we miss Thomas Partey? And I tell you what, 427 votes. 427 votes. Thank you so very much for that. There's been 2 comments, and I don't believe I have not responded to those comments there, but we'll receive 20 likes. Let's aim for 60 likes on this one. All right, so 427 votes, man. Thank you so very much. The question again is: will you miss Thomas Partey because he's out injured for 6 weeks? Well, 18% say no, we won't miss Thomas Partey, and 82 say yeah, we will miss Thomas Partey. But will you miss Thomas Partey? I'm only asking the question. I'm only asking. Right, now I believe we can go into the live chat, and there's been 2 comments thus far. I'm just trying to maneuver the old mouse. This mouse probably hasn't seen any life over the last 10 years, but I've been using it for the last 2 weeks. And Guna Matters is in the house. He says, hey up, brother. And listen, I know I've not sent out a thank you message to everyone who took part in the Back Five collaboration podcast. That happens every 2 weeks. It happens to be on a Monday. Best time for me, actually, personally. But Glenn, I want to say thank you for coming on. I know you're a little bit congested because you're just recovering from a bout of flu, but thank you for coming on and being part of the collaboration there. It's good to have you on there. I have not sent out a thank you to Vincey. Thanks you, Vincey, brother. Thank you. Apollo, I have communicated to Apollo this morning. And Glenn, brother, thank you. I did send out a message to Glenn this morning as well. We are missing somebody else. He's having some technical problems, but I hope to see that 6th member of the Back Five podcast in 2 weeks' time. But yeah, good collaboration, man. Good collaboration. Balanced view. You see some topics we'll talk about. People have their opinions, but we're not going to go to the extreme. I'm not going to be talking about our number 29. Balanced views. All right. Hope you're over the moon about the P-Man. I wouldn't say I'm over the moon because I was talking to one of our subscribers this morning. As soon as after I finished the morning show, he called me. It was just coincidence, and we're just talking about business stuff and about the players. And we were talking about Nico Pepe, and we were in agreement that if you can give, I'm not going to mention the player's name, I'll just say the X-Man, countless opportunities to redeem himself, why could you not afford that opportunity for the P-Man? And it just didn't happen, innit? So I won't say I'm overly happy. I would personally like to have seen Arteta give him a final opportunity, but that's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. All good, brother. Always a pleasure, bro. Yeah. We've got a little, that segment there. Yeah, I mean, I'm back to my placement tomorrow. Had a bit of a false start yesterday. It wasn't supposed to be yesterday, but tomorrow. But yeah, I try and do 1 hour long show. Unfortunately, I won't say unfortunately, the discussion was so good on the Back Five podcast. I thought, let it run over the hour, but I did have to cut it short. But going forward, it'll have to be less than an hour because I'm going to be back at work. Anyway. I like Glenn's calmness about the team and certain players. Yeah. I mean, Glenn featured for the first time on Channel 14 maybe 3 years ago, but because his platform is doing such great content over there, yeah, it's been difficult to get everyone together because we had a bit of a false start when he did the collaboration, and then I couldn't continue because it was on a Sunday. Sundays for me is for my family. But so we've reinvented the collaboration. It's now the Back Five podcast, and let's just see how it goes, man. Let's see how it goes. that's the thing, Alex. That's the thing, Alex. We don't have a left-footed player to battle Saka. The P-Man has the potential, at least challenge. I mean, I've been going on about that situation there. Situation, not so much a situation, but I think you spoke about it last night on the the Backfire podcast that in Bukayo Saka, and I know he wants to play for the club. He will probably die for the club. But at some stage, you have to think about having not so much compassion, but competition for him in that position there. Because at some stage, he will need rotation. We need rotation on that position over there. And what happens over a period of time, the player will whether it happens automatically or he will know this, that he's going to be a sure start. 85 games and counting. Wow, my goodness, where have you been, the assembled? Where have you been? Good afternoon, Alex, in the chat room, as if nothing. Where have you been? I hope you're well. We've missed you. We've missed you. Actually, you know what? I forgot to plug in my laptop. I mean, the battery is probably almost dry here. I've just seen that it's gone down 40%. So it's going to be a short show anyway. We've just been talking about Thomas Partey out for 6 weeks, and will you miss Thomas Partey? We were speaking about Jorginho. Apparently, Fenerbahce, I didn't know about it. Fenerbahce wanted to sign him, and Jorginho's agent João Santos said no, he's going to be staying for the run-in for the Premier League title and the Champions League. Of course, who would want to leave the club at this point in time? Nobody. Anyway. All right. And what else do we have there? Listen. I get the fact. Oops, let me just kind of brighten up. It's a little bit dark. Oh, it's going to be brighter. Sorry about this. Take this off. Listen, I get the fact that Pepe has some attitude issues, but me as a manager of an entity, I draw the line in the sand with attitudes. So what does that mean? Would you? So let me ask the question, Goodwin. So you are Mikel Arteta, and truth be told, we don't know the bigger picture. We don't know what's been going on behind the scenes between Arteta and Pepe. So it's probably an unfair question. What would you do with Nico Pepe? Would you give him one final chance? Or would you say, actually, we are going to draw the line and we're going to say our goodbyes, rip up the contract, start a new career in a different country with a different club? What would you do with Nicolas Pepe? I said it in the poll comments. I will surely miss Thomas Partey due our limited backups. Sorry, just kind of getting rid of all these. I need to listen to the message from my wife. Do you know what I'm going to do? I need to listen to the message to my wife. So just give me a few seconds. It could be an emergency that she's trying to call me there. So give me 2 texts. I will be back. I'll be back. I promise. I'm back. It wasn't an emergency. Yeah, it wasn't an emergency. But yeah. All right. So let's get back into the live chat. And I believe, let's have a look. They said Pepe was an Emery signing. There are no more. There are no more unless Kieran Tierney comes back. I'm saying nothing. I am the boss. Attitude does not dictate to me. I will tell him, dude, here's your chance, but forget the attitude and concentrate on the team and focus on what we want to achieve. Otherwise, bye. Well, I think it appears to be the latter. It is bye-bye, innit? Assembled. It was actually a Rao signing. To be fair, on Unai. Yeah, because I know. I think John Gunn has been a little bit disingenuous on Pepe because he's saying that Pepe robbed us. I think it wasn't Pepe who robbed. He didn't do the deal. It was his agent. I'll probably say Vinay Venkasham and Rao Sanyehi. So yeah, yeah. We're 6. Actually, we're 8 in here, but hit the like buttons, people. The like buttons. The like button. Hit the like button. All right. Oops, let me put this caption back on again. Okay, let me just double check. Oh, we've had a couple of tweets or retweets. All right, so Clement, thank you for retweeting that we are live. And of course, Jonathan as well. Jonathan, you make me laugh, man. I'm not sure whether Jonathan is looking like. I think he's probably just retweeted that we are live because I almost never see Jonathan in the live chat because he's very, very busy. But Jonathan, I wouldn't say that Mikel Arteta is a genius. I know you were saying that other players are saying that Arteta is a genius, but I wouldn't call Mikel Arteta a genius. I would not. I wouldn't call him a genius. Okay. What else do we have here? And it's growing. Okay. Thank you for that. And just something else as well. You know, somebody said, I think when the summer transfer window opened, they said, why is it? You know, a channel like Canon 4 TV has over 20,000 subscribers and less than 200, 300 views. To a certain extent, we do have a say in that, but then we don't. It's down to the algorithm. And I'm not about to fight against an algorithm. What I can do is focus on what we have. And we do have a small community over here of regular viewers. And I'm just going to pan to the views that we have. The 95% of the other subscribers or viewers, where they are, I have no idea. So I'm going to focus on what we have here and focus on the things that we can control. And that's what I'm going to say. What's this? Alex, now with Anthony and not playing for Brazil, but GJ9, hope he does and not get injured. Yeah, I kind of spoke about that at the beginning of the live show. So Anthony is out. Again, there's some allegations. We're not going to get into that because I don't even know the bigger detail on that, and I wouldn't want to even talk about it. But yeah, you're right. Gabby just hope that he doesn't get injured. And the thing is, would you send him out on international duty? But the player would want to play, innit? Gabby Jesus would want to play and represent his country. Yeah, it's a good question. Glenwin, Old Golden and Rao. Old Golden, then Edu and Rao to be precise. Old Golden. Okay. Half of my season is done with the win against United. Brother, I'll drink. Oh dear! A solid last minute from the team. Brother Aldrich, don't forget, I'm going to be in Costa Rica towards the end of October until the beginning of November. So definitely we're going to be making arrangements to meet up. Being long overdue, you know. I need to return to Costa Rica to conduct business and also, of course, to see all my friends, yeah, in Costa Rica. So I can't wait. But we'll keep in contact. I think I have told you I'm going to be in Costa Rica, if memory serves me well. I'll be doing some videos out there, probably trying to play some 6-5 football if my knees allows me. Anyway. Yeah, man, the whole recruitment team is not doing the job properly. Who is the recruitment team? Richard Garlick? I mean, the scout is only as good as the bigwigs at Arsenal, isn't it? Richard Garlick, Vinay Venkasham, Edu, Mikel Arteta to a certain extent. So as much as, you know, the scout can probably say, look at this player or look at these players. If they don't look at these players, then the scout is no use, is it? Or better still, we get the player in, he becomes part of the academy between 5 and 10 years, and we sell the player. Florian Balogun, don't get me started, man. Don't get me started. Dear. Yes, I will. He needs to get match minutes. Sorry, Alex Goldeneye. Go. All right. Yeah, I was thinking. Oh, what? What was that? Me. So again, the poll question. You know, are you going to miss Thomas Partey? I know the numbers have increased somewhat, but that's the latest poll. And I think the last time I looked at it a few months ago, it was like heavily in favour of we will miss Thomas Partey. I think was it 83% said yay, and the rest 17% said no, we're not going to miss Thomas Partey. So will you miss a Thomas Partey? 6 weeks. 6 weeks. I think we are better prepared, but the way I see it, we've got Declan Rice, who is shown his worth somewhat. 105 million pounds, but Glenn made me laugh, saying, actually, no, he's not worth 105, he's worth 400 million pounds. I said, right, okay, fair enough. No player's worth that amount of money. No. I mean, I'm sure in the future, when football has gone bust and lost money, maybe, but not in my lifetime. But you can see the quality is there, isn't it? Don't ask me to talk about the number 29 because it's not going to happen. If you want to talk about him, you can, but I'm not going to talk about him. But the point I'm trying to make is that we've got still certain aspects which is lacking. Still striker department, backup for the right side, the midfield, the wing, and maybe an additional right back or left back. Wasn't down to me. Just came from an injury, so he should get match fit. I don't think he will start, but he needs to sharpen in match situations. I mean, I've just, the amount of memes with, yeah, was it Dalcott, the defender who went sliding after Gabbage's kind of did a little cut in and then down to Onana's bottom to his left hand corner. Yeah, that's quite funny actually. It's very, very funny. £100 million goal scored. Chelsea is on match conceded, and £150 million penalty, and his £106 million penalty make DR41 look cheap. Oh my goodness. Yeah, Dalcott still sliding or making his way across the universe. I mean, some of those memes are just so funny, man. Oh dear. The one when he's on the bed, he's sliding. He's sliding, no, laying down on the bed. Oh, that's harsh, man. That's cruel. All right. Let's have a look here. Refresh this page here. Make sure I'm up to date. Okay. Oops. What's happening there? So about people. Just making sure. Boom. There we go. Aldrich says, do you think it's time to put Vieira on the starting 11 instead of I don't want to talk about number 29, man. I still believe in him, but right now Vieira is knocking on the door to be the starter. The thing is, you can see the impact these players when subbed on that they have. I mean, who would have thought when we played against, what was the last game when Vieira came on and it was against Fulham, wasn't it? The impact. So all the while that he's been subbed on and he plays on the right, I think by default it appears that Arteta has found Fabio's right position on the left, but as an impact player. So I think for now, I will use him as an impact player in the Premier League. Until players, maybe go off form. I'm not going to mention number 29, please, or get injured or suspensions. I think it's good that we've got that as a plan B. We've been asking for a plan B, a plan C. So Fabio, a plan B as an impact player. Continue as you are with the number 29. I'm not going to mention his name. But what would you do? What would you do? Would you change it up? He's knocking on the door, yeah, but I would use that as an impact. And the thing is, on the left-hand side, who have we seen playing instead of Martinelli sometimes? It's Trossard, isn't it? So, yeah, not for now. Not for now. Use him as an impact sub. Thomas Partey is a part of the past now. That's the impression that I get. That is the impression that I get, Glenwyn. He is now the changing of the guard, as they say, long the king is dead, long live the king. It's now, you can see he's part of, yeah. Now his experience will be missed by the younger players. Now, even though he still plays a major role in the look up to the change in a room, in my opinion, says this. And yeah, I get the impression that it's now, and that's just the way football is, isn't it? But if you continue to use Thomas Partey in that right back position there, I'm telling you, it's going to be detrimental to the greater good of the team going forward. Because I was listening to another platform, they were saying it was a non-contact injury that he sustained there. So it wasn't like he was in training and someone, in a tackle. It was a non-contact injury. And what it is that you're asking him to do something that he cannot do in the Premier League. You receive the ball, then what are you being told to do? To get back and invert into the midfield. That's not sustainable. It's not sustainable. Anyway, nobody listens to me because I'm not the manager. Here is some food for thought. Martin does not get the praise he is worth, but Saka gets the headlines if he scores or gets fouled. Why? The thing is, I didn't want to go in hard on Bukayo Saka, but when I did mention about, Bukayo Saka hasn't had, the best the last two games, and I probably said, yeah, that's the best. I think, oh my goodness. And it comes down to the fact that he doesn't have any real competition on the right-hand side, and the manager will choose him until the beginning of the season, right up until the end, until he's injured. But you're right. Golden boy. He's our golden boy, isn't he? Use Vieira as impact player because he will get more hungry and itching to get onto the pitch, and he will get confidence every time he performs like this. But what about Trossard? What about Trossard? If Partey is fit, my three guys on the midfield will be Partey, Rice, and Martin Odegaard for sure. And I see Trossard as a plan B in case Martinelli gets injured. Gabby is the greatest player right now. I'm trying to think Gabby because there's like three Gabbies, isn't there? Gabby Jesus, Gabby Martinelli. Oh, right, okay. I love Martinelli, man. I want him to score a bucket load of goals this time. I know he hasn't scored yet, but there is. I think Apollo said that he's got his head down rather than trying to focus on what's happening around him, and maybe that disturbs his decision making, maybe. But just let the guy off the leash, man. If he wants to roam on the right, let him go on the right. If he wants to go in the middle, let him go in the middle. Having him stuck on the left, that's not his natural ability, is it? Let the youngster roam. Let him score goals, man. Martinelli, I want you to have a better season than last season. Come and score 17 goals. 17, 18 goals. Yeah. I'll become looking for your autograph then, brother. Anyway. Trossard needs to get minutes, and that's on Mikel Arteta. And this is down to balancing the team and rotation. That's down to the manager. Down to the manager. And I will critique him on this. And I've got to be mindful when I'm hosting, it's not about my opinion. It's about the guests. I'm just there to facilitate and try and maneuver the discussion. It's not about my opinion. All right. But what I did want to say is with the rotation, it's good, but you've got to have a core. What is the core? Who are the players that form the foundation of the team? Bar any injuries or suspensions, but you've got to have the core group of players. He hasn't done that. He's just rotated the extreme compared to last season. So for me, I want to see the plan A. Have the core group of players, and then when it comes to do a little bit of rotation, then rotate. Because those players cannot play 38 games only in the Premier League, and then a couple games on top of that. Rotation. When it needs to be rotated, but not just because you've got a fan base saying, where's the rotation? And then you're rotating, you've gone to the extreme, and people are now saying, oh my goodness, you're rotating, and what's happened? The players look confused, not connecting, fragmented. But a lot of you will say, but Alex, the most important thing is that we won. And I know that. But the machinery is still not working perfectly. And that is down to the manager. The manager, as you know, Glenwyn, as a manager, you're there to get the best out of the employees, not the worst. That's my opinion. Glenn, there are differences in the attitude in which players are in their manager's favour. Explain White's emergence as a right back, as he wasn't cutting it as a centre back. He was brought in for. I don't have no problems with that. Again, if the player is showing you that his best position is not in right back, or is not in the midfield, or not a striker, but he's showing you the rewards in a different position, then utilize him in that position, in his best position. But I don't have no problem with Ben White. For me, my biggest criticism has been, why are we using Thomas Partey as a right back? Last season, the understanding between Bukayo Saka and Ben White was like second nature. They just knew where one was going to be. And we didn't start like that. We started with the back three with the inverted right back. But I've got no real big problems with Ben White. He was brought in as a centre back, but he's shown the fruits of his labour as a right back. I've got no problems with that. Martinelli will be at 10 plus goals and 10A. We have a Champions League and other cups for Trossard, Nelson, and ESR. Yeah, and the thing is, like Glenn said 2 weeks ago, is, remember, we're talking about, Bellerin and Mustafi, but now we're talking about a bigger pool of more quality players. We're not there yet, mind you. We're not going to be, challenging. We won't win the Premier League with these groups of players and maybe the manager, just saying. We're still a long way off, but we can still challenge, but is that the process? Was that the process all along? For me, there's a big question mark. We have Emerson Fro, Trossard, Jorginho, Vieira, Nelson, Jesus, just to name a few. Quality and why are they not showcasing that talent in the rotation on the pitch? Odegaard has the temperament to challenge Mikel Arteta. Do you know what? This was the other thing I was going to say last night, Glenwyn. where you can see the quality that Declan Rice has. Would you not possibly say that in the short future, in his short-term career at Arsenal, surely Declan Rice has better leadership, captain qualities than Martin Odegaard? I can imagine a Declan Rice speaking to Mikel Arteta, and whether maybe Arteta likes it or not, I can see that in Declan Rice. Odegaard, not so much, because he said that he's not a shouter. He's not a shouter. He's more there to try, and encourage the players. Whereas Declan Rice, you can see, you wouldn't want to get a bollocking from Declan Rice compared to Martin Odegaard. And Martin, don't worry, you'll be okay. Declan Rice, come on, get on. Don't you remember what we said in the dressing room? Get it and do it. Adric, good shout. However, this is the core players for the Premier League as well. That's what I'm saying. You've got to have your core group of players. Emerson Rose should be getting time. Partey, I believe, is injured after playing out of position. Again, Timber injured as he was playing out of position. Colin, good afternoon to you. I'm just so sorry I couldn't read a lot of the comments in the live chat on the Backfire podcast. There were just so many I wanted to get to. And that's what happens. Maybe it's down to my hosting. I need to be better at, cajoling and fencing off and limiting the discussion. But it's just the way that the channel is being run by me. But good to see you in the live chat, Colin. Saliba, who wasn't ready, proved otherwise. So White was adapted to the right back. Maybe Partey is a right back, but nobody sees it yet, Alex. Partey is not a right back. He's not a right back. And again, I know I had this strong discussion with my brother last week about Bukayo Saka. Bukayo Saka played the ball in that right back position, that pocket there, expecting as a sixth sense that somebody would be there. I mean, he had his head up, but yeah, he played the ball in that space there. And if we were playing a back four, who would have been there? It would have been Ben White, isn't it? But Thomas Partey is not a right back. You can paint it up as much as you want, Mikel Arteta, but I'm telling you, Thomas Partey is not a right back. You ask him to do things that his body cannot do. Out injured again for 6 weeks. When are you going to learn the lesson? There's not a chance that have paired with, however, is a better pairing than Partey and Rice. And benching Gabriel was criminal. Well, yeah, we were told the reasoning why Gabriel was benched after we finished the podcast. I'm not going to get into it, but what I would say is I was under the impression, I was told that when our number 29 came in, he's got a quite sizable wage pack. I was told that Gabriel went in asking for the same level of wages, and that's why he was dropped. But it was nothing to do with that. Nothing to do with that. DR41 could do it, but as a leader, you don't need to have the band to do it. Yeah. You look at the Invincibles. I don't like to use the Invincibles as a standard, because even before then, Frank McClintock in the 70s had other group of players. Pat Rice, had the leadership qualities, and it wasn't wearing the armband. So, yeah, but you're right. You don't have to have the armband to show leadership qualities. I get it. As for Oda, Mikel Arteta has a soft spot for him, and possibly listen to reason from the captain now. Thomas Partey has been used in right back by Simeone Atleti, but he grew up as a midfielder in Ghana. Yes, but also we've spoken about the impact of the weather, because football is a winter sport, it's not a summer sport. But you have to look at Man City. All their players, majority of the players, do not play 30-odd games, 38 games in the Premier League. Rotation. Knowing your squad, know how to utilize your squad rather than flogging the players. Can't flog the players. But anyway, Arteta doesn't listen to me. Probably does listen to Canon Foy TV. There are managerial blunders. The Kool-Aid ain't. he, he he does what he wants. Alex, he's a right back, and accept that. No more thinking. All right, okay, all right. So he's a right back. All right, fair enough. I'm gonna fight anyone. Yeah, as we don't know how the inside of the Coney, but when you get behind the truth, it makes sense why these things happen. Yeah. It's funny. It's easier for us to critique, isn't it? It's easier for us to say, oh, why doesn't the manager do this? Why doesn't the coach do that? Why is not picking those players? Why aren't the players doing this? The players should be doing this. But unless we know the truth, we're going to continue to critique. And that's what I said in regards to the podcast, maybe the platform, maybe more so. It's good to have a balanced view. It can't be all about negative. But like I said, when the players play well, we'll give them their props. But when they don't do so well, we will also say and point it out they did not have a good game. It can't be all positive, because in order for you to have a positive, you've got to have a negative. In order for you to have a negative, you've got to have a positive. And that's something else I didn't want to say last night. But I thought, Alex, remember, when you're hosting, it's not about your opinion. It's about your guests, what they think about the topics that you have laid out for them. And I hope, I think I do. Oh my goodness. I'm gonna have to go again because the battery is gonna go on the laptop. Have I plugged it in? I haven't plugged it in. Guys, give me a few seconds whilst I plug in my laptop. Oh my goodness. Maybe it's probably telling me I probably might need to cut this live stream short. Give me 2 ticks whilst I plug in the cable for the laptop. I'm back just before the laptop just kind of conked out of me. I managed to put the cable in. Anyway, let's run through these last comments here before we just go back into the poll question. The poll question is, just remember, it's about Thomas Partey. Will you miss? Yeah, that's right. I'm pointing to you. Will you miss Thomas Partey? Will I miss Thomas Partey? I didn't answer that question. If you play him at right back, I won't miss him. Exactly why I changed my stance on KH29. Yeah, I'm not gonna, for me, I drew the line on Kai Havertz. I know what I need to do, and I encourage everybody else. You don't have to follow what we do. Also, not saying I agree with the performance, but he is an Arsenal player. That is it. Glenwyn, you are really drinking that up. Man alive, it still doesn't make sense to me. Well, yeah, Colin. Yeah, I get it. But, I've got to try and learn my lesson from the X-Man. I went in hard on him. I'm still not his biggest fan. Even now he's left Arsenal, I'm not going to ever forgive him for what he did. And even as a player, not the best player, had one good season out of so many. But personally, I don't want to be seen, as my brother said, got to be very, very careful, Alex. Because if you keep going negative on a particular player, calling him out, it could be deemed as being, you're bullying him. And I don't want that on the platform, personally. But what was exposed with her party at right back was Saka doesn't defend that well. But we know that. And the funny thing is, even the second goal that Fulham scored, yeah, João Palhinha, who was supposed to be marking him. If you look at the repeat or replay of that goal there, Who let Palunia past him? Go side? It was Bukayo Saka. And I've said that for a long time. Bukayo Saka is not the best defender. He's not the best defender. But do we call him out for that? We don't, do we? We don't. The one who understands what areas to cover, so Saka can do what he does going forward. Right. Okay. Oops. What's happened there? Come on, guys, come with the comments there, please. But yeah, again, it seems like we do give him an easier ride because we've called him our star boy, haven't we? So with that, he does get away with a lot. He gets away with a hell of a lot. It's not calling him out when you say there are others that should get the start. No, I'm not saying that. I mean, everyone is entitled to their opinion. So I've just seen somebody go past my window there. Colin, there is a fine line when you give criticism, but sometimes the person you are criticizing are doing what he is told to do, as it is unfair on the person. The root is maybe that's the problem. So we've agreed Partey is a right back then. No. Just for an easier life, I'm agreeing with you. Yeah, I'm just agreeing with you. You're saying he's a right back? Okay, then he's a right back. I disagree. He's not a right back. His best position is in the midfield. Yeah. He's not getting younger. And so many times you see as a right back, he leaves space that he's not able to recover quickly. Where is it? Because he's in the midfield. He's been asked to invert. And he's supposed to cover that right side. He's not able to. His mobility is not that great. It's not that great. I'm telling you. You've been told. Okay. Right. So I'm going to. Let me just remind everybody who and what we've been talking about. Come on. Yeah. So anyway, Thomas Partey will be out for up to 6 weeks. A player who was deemed important to Arsenal. Seems like he's going to be the forgotten man. Age 30. I don't like to talk about players' ages because I don't think age got anything to do with it. If you're good enough and you still got your marbles and you're still quite active, then it's got nothing to do with it. But speaking about his unavailability, is that a word? Unavailability. Anyway, Arteta said it doesn't look good. I believe he'll be out for weeks. I think it's more of a groin than a hamstring problem, but it could be something in between. Somebody's talking about something in between. Well, the Spaniards' comments are all but confirmed that Thomas Partey will definitely miss Everton's trip to the Emirates this coming weekend. And the Ghanaian will be out for up to 6 weeks. And as we know, that Arsenal are also out without Jurgen Timber for up to 6 or 7 months. We also spoke about Jorginho. This is not Jorginho, but we spoke about Jorginho. So let's have a look here. Who apparently there was I don't know, Fenerbahce. Doesn't the player not stand still? But it was just the rumours about him moving to Fenerbahce. And Jorginho's agent has confirmed that and quashed any kind of talks of his client moving on. Jorginho is focused on Arsenal, on the Premier League title race and the Champions League. He told TMW. And also Andy Gray, who I remember played for Everton. I don't know what was the other club that he played for that I couldn't stand. Was he a Chelsea player? But anyway, Andy Gray has singled out 3 Man United players for criticism of the 3-1 defeat at the hands of Arsenal. And he said, speaking on BN Sport after the game, Gray singled out these 3 players. He said, right now, this team doesn't frighten me. Marcus Rashford blows hot and cold. You know what you're getting from him. You don't know what you're getting from him. Martial is a waste of time. Fernandez, a skipper, no. So, God damn me. It's a no. And the player who seems like he's now ending his Arsenal career, it's a shame, really, because I'm thinking, again, if you're giving players opportunities and chances to redeem themselves, but you can't give this player another chance to redeem himself, I think is really, really unfair. But anyway, Arsenal star Nico Pepe undergoing medical on the verge of the exit, and Nico Pepe is reported to be going for his medical in Paris ahead of his proposed move to Turkish Super League club Besiktas. The Ivorian international has been deemed surplus to requirements at the Emirates and looks set to finally leave after falling down the pecking order under the regime of Mikel Arteta. So again, these have been the news segments currently running on this evening show here on Canon Fodder TV. Let's run through these last comments before we go through the poll question for the last time on this one. So let's see, where are we with the questions? So Colin says he had a second touch whiff. He's told that the dude is rattled. Sit him down. Glenwyn says, assemble. If Partey is a right back, then Onana is a. It depends. That's it, Glenwyn. Tell him, man. Tell him. If anything, I'm looking out for the player saying, get him out of the frying pan. Get him out. The frying pan's on fire. Alex, I read in the Ghanaian outlet he might be out for 3 months. That wouldn't surprise me. Wouldn't surprise me. But I've been told, and I've been reading, that Arsenal are a different outfit. They can do without Thomas Partey. Let's wait and see. Come the end of the season, even though I've said Arsenal will not be winning the Premier League, with or without Thomas Partey. Glenn, I agree with you and Alex, but apparently an orange is really a You just had to create havoc, aren't you? The assembled. You just had to create havoc. God damn me. Are we finished? I believe we are finished. Again, I need to, fine tune my hosting skills. I don't like doing shows more than an hour. I really don't. Whether it's with people who I love and enjoy listening to, or whether it's not, an hour, over an hour for me, is time too much. We can talk and say the things we have to say within an hour, but that's just me, and that is just canon for the TV. Anyway, people, I will not be back tomorrow morning or afternoon. I'm back at my work placement. Yeah, new work placement, new challenges. But I will hope to be back in the evening. And I've just seen somebody sent me a message about appearing on the channel. So I'm hoping we can sort something out. New faces on the channel. Yeah. Rotation. Got to see rotation, but not me out anytime soon. Are you thinking of rotating me out? Watch it. All right. Okay. What's this? Oh yeah. He's funny. Just trying to create havoc on the channel. Good show, Alex, assembled, and Colin. Thank you for that. We got to debate everything out properly, so it's not bullying or unfair to anyone. Well, it depends how you present yourself, how you present your opinion. Again, players will go off form, they'll get suspended, but you would hope players have a good performance. And when they do have a good performance, rightly, we should sing their praise. It can't be all negative and it can't be all positive. Got to find the right balance there. The right balance. That's what I'm saying. The right balance. All right. So, like I say, I will be back, but I will be back tomorrow evening, not in the morning. So, thank you to you for joining me over here. You're probably thinking, "Oh, Alex has forgotten something." I have forgotten something. I do need to check out the poll question. The poll question is: will you miss Thomas Partey? Will you miss Thomas Partey? I won't. Just saying. So we have received 475 votes, 2 comments, and 22 likes. Probably I have not responded to those comments there. So now it stayed the same. 80% of the votes say we will not miss Thomas Partey. and 82% say we will miss Thomas Partey. I'm not sure why I'm whispering for, because I'm here doing the show. Yeah. Anyhow, catch me tomorrow evening. And thank you for joining me over here on Canon Fodder TV. But until then, this has been Canon Fodder, the channel for Arsenal fans all over this world.